played 2 nights ago. Like, they were playing basketball.
Well, maybe he just had,
they were
like,
playing on his wheelies. I don't give a
the
fuck,
worst
man.
day
I don't give a fuck.
Maybe everybody's been an asshole to him, and he's at the point.
Well, hey, bro. I mean,
threshold.
Don't walk. Don't talk. I mean, I didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. I don't give a fuck what he's been through. Really don't.
Well, you never know until you walk. Until you see what's going on.
Until you walk a mile in somebody else's shoes.
That's right.
I mean, touche.
You put on his Air Jordans and you walk.
No, Jordache. Put on the Jordache.
Okay.
Pretend that they're Jordans. Erase the ash. I used to do that.
My wife thought it was Jordache.
God damn it.
She goes, "Oh yeah, I remember they used to sell Jordache at the." I'm like, "Jordache."
You know what? That
and I go,
actually
"What?"
sounds better.
And she's like, "Yeah, Jordache." And I'm like, "Are you mispronouncing Jordache?"
I can't wait for that. I wish I was there, like just sitting there watching this whole thing. Now, was it your wife that so you and me went to New York?
Yeah. The two of us
to make the band.
Yeah.
Making of the band, real life talk.
Right.
And we were there in New Brunswick, New Jersey, the morning of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the night before, we were at Hooters.
Right.
And we were playing an open stage, or it wasn't even, I think it was an open stage.
Yeah, it was open stage.
Yeah. Or was it karaoke that we turned into an open stage?
No, they had guitars.
Okay. All right.
No, well, it was.
Could have swore that we used our guitars.
We did.
Okay.
But, that's the way we like it.
Well, right. We don't want to play on somebody else's.
Right.
True. Okay, so then the next day, 9/11 happens, the trade towers, all this stuff. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I really don't want to get this story wrong, because I love telling this story.
Yeah. I was, so we partied, because it was my first night.
Yeah.
You had already been there for a couple, 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
And
like a week, actually.
Okay, so I just showed up. My first night there.
Your
and it's
whole life is packed in your car.
And we're like, let's go check the town out.
Let's go to Hooters.
Yeah, yeah, right? Well, it was like
all right.
late night dinner or something. It was Monday Night Football, actually.
Yep. Eagles versus Giants, I think.
And I remember sitting in this bar and everybody just booing the Giants.
Sure.
And I was like, what's going on? Because I just got to this area. We're in New Jersey. I'm like, why aren't they cheering for the Giants? And then I look around and see nothing but Philadelphia Eagles. And I realize, oh, shit, we're actually in that.
We're in Philly town.
We're in that area where New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, it all comes together there, that little corner.
Right.
And it never registered in my mind. It was that just you get in your car and you can drive from Philly to New York City to Manhattan if you want.
Right.
And I don't know. It felt like I always thought they were worlds apart.
Listen to me. I'm talking about it like an expert, being like, well, yeah, duh.
Yeah, duh. I spent a week there.
Yeah, I've been here a whole entire week.
Yeah. So it dawns on me like, oh, I guess that does make sense. Well, we end up spending, we jam, we do the thing. We're meeting new musicians. We're partying. You got guys on their phones with their ex-girlfriends or whatever.
Brian is thinking about
yeah, all that stuff's going down.
Corvette.
We get
with a paper machine.
Yeah, he gets so mad he kicks over a newspaper stand. It falls forward and just hits the bumper of a brand new Corvette sitting there in the park. And we're like, holy shit. We got to get the fuck out of here. Yep. And so we make it back
to the place.
Get back to the hotel.
Motel 6, by the way.
And probably stayed up later partying.
I think I was playing Max Payne on my computer.
Go to bed. Wake up the next morning to you guys or someone being like, hey, you better call your mom. And I'm like, well, what's going on?
Well, there were 2 beds in the room, and we gave you the bed.
Which surprises me.
Well, because it was your first night in town.
Okay.
So you got your own bed.
I got my first turn at sleeping alone.
Yep.
So I get woken up
What
to...
What nice guys we are.
Yeah. Call your mom, and I'm like, I don't know why? And they're like, a plane just hit the Twin Towers. And I'm like, okay. I I don't even know what terrorism is at this point, really.
Right, I didn't either.
So I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking it's an accident. I'm thinking it's a major accident that happens. Like, oh my, this is going to be a big story. But at the same time, I'm like, why do I have to get up and call my mom? And they're like, no, I think because you got to let her. And I'm like, why would I be at the Twin Towers? Why would they think I was at the Twin Towers? It's like
Trade Towers.
Well, the Twin Towers. So I'm like, whatever. So finally, I get up. I'm kind of watching TV, see the second plane hit, and then it's like, whoa! Now
it's not a mistake.
We all know right when that happened. We all realized, like, oh shit, this is an attack, and it just like, whoa. So then, of course, you try to call, and then cell phones aren't working, and
right,
and all that
what a
stuff's
crazy
going on.
Time that
I mean, it was a
though.
crazy day, and so I finally get a hold of my wife. At the time, she wasn't my wife.
No, she was a girlfriend.
Yeah, so I call her, and
supporting your dream, by the way.
And
props.
She's living in Peoria,
Mm-hmm.
and I call her up and I say, I'm like, hey, I just want you to know I'm all right. I'm doing okay. I'm just checking in. She's like, okay, cool, yeah, me too. I'm just reading a book. But I'm like, well, have you checked the news today? I mean, do you know what's going on? She's like, no, I haven't even turned the TV on. Why? What's up? And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this, but
we're under attack.
We're under attack. The Twin Towers are just hit.
Right.
2 planes just crashed into them. That they're about to crumble down.
Right.
And she goes, in Peoria? Because in Peoria,
we have 2 towers.
We have these 2 towering.
They're called Twin Towers.
They're called the Twin Towers.
Not Trade Towers.
They are not nearly as large as the ones in New York.
What?
And she thought I was talking about her hometown was under siege, and that the 2 towers were about to crash down. I was like, no.
I mean, out here, honey.
Yeah.
Out here in New York.
That's what
the New York Stock Exchange, all that stuff.
And it was just like, it was one of those moments where, like, to me, because I remember just being numb. And just being like, okay, I guess I should check in. And just, because everyone's just sitting there mesmerized by this. You can't even move. You're just like, what do we do?
What is going on? Like, you didn't even know what was happening.
You couldn't wrap your brain around it. Like, what is this?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me understand this correctly. You mean to tell me that fully functional human beings hijacked a plane, then flew it into a building in the name of...
Well, then all the news starts coming out like, well, there's this one is...
Hey,
this one's going down. This one's, you're like, oh,
Pennsylvania, and the Pentagon.
And then the whole country is just in a lockdown. There's no flights. There's no... And
can you imagine being in charge, just coming to work, like, good morning, get your coffee.
Yeah.
This shit happens, and you're responsible for shutting down every fucking flight that ever happens? Like, I mean...
I'd rather be that guy than the fucking police chief in New York, though. That must have been the worst day of his life.
How many people?
I mean, how's it getting worse?
How many? Why is? Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, how many people he lost? Like, just like friends.
He might even. I don't even know what happened. If he was in there, he might have been.
Just the police chief, the fire department. Like, I mean, all like EMTs, like
all those people
that are going
because they didn't know. They knew they had to get out, and then, it's on fire. They didn't know it was going to collapse. Like, they didn't know that it would do that.
Yeah.
But it happened, and it was like, I mean, you can't get out of there fast enough. If you're down there, it starts crumbling.
When it started actually making, like, when, I don't know, like you said, I mean, we were in a haze. We went out to eat at Denny's that day.
Yeah.
Just because we wanted to get, like, away from the television.
Yeah.
We didn't want to watch it anymore.
And we couldn't sit in the hotel room anymore.
We couldn't, well, that too.
We just had to be out.
Gas stations were packed. Do you remember that? Gas stations around the line of, like, I think it was next.
No,
like,
I don't remember being packed around us. I remember hearing stories back at home. Everyone was standing in line for like an hour and a half. And I remember where we were, it was like, it wasn't, and the prices didn't go up. It wasn't
No,
pandemonium.
I didn't notice any of that because I wasn't even considering it. I just remember that one gas station that was across the street from Motel 6 because that's where I had to go because they had a payphone. I just remember when we pulled out and went left towards Denny's, I remember there being like a line of people.
And I
stopped in the
I
middle
took
of the
that just
fucking
as
street.
people.
Overreacted.
Well, no, getting gas so they can get the hell out of the area. Like they wanted to drive away. Like, let's go into Delaware.
Let's go visit
in
grandma
yeah,
down in
exactly.
fucking Florida.
Let's get away from New York because
Right.
I don't, you're
Something-
scared of things are falling out of this freaking sky.
Right.
And
I didn't even.
well,
think
then
that
we
much.
went
That was
into
just-
Manhattan the very next night. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
And people were just like zombies, just
Standing
you're just
around.
walking around, like the hustle. Because if you go there, have you been back there?
No.
If you go back there now, it's it's what you see on TV. It's oh, walking here,
Right. They're moving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We moved on.
Right.
All right.
But that 9/12 day, it was like people were just like you would walk and might bump into someone and you wouldn't even say anything. You just and they would just keep walking. And it was like everyone was just so like just in shock.
Just like
depressed.
standing on across the bay.
We went to a comedy show.
Right. And we were supporting the arts. Like, I mean, that's what I did love, and I can't remember who I was telling about this recently. Like, the two things, as far as I knew, that did not stop was comedy clubs and live music.
Right.
Like, it did not stop. Like,
We still found a open stage to play every night.
Spook.
Yep. You could go play multiple stages.
Check him out, Spook Handy.
Spook Handy.
Just Google him.
Nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
Comedy clubs. I mean, the people were.
It was the only way to heal. It felt like.
It still was awkward. It wasn't like
Awkward as
it wasn't
fuck.
like as fun as it is today.
Right.
But it needed to be done. Like, and we needed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We got into that because that's what I don't know. That's what I needed. I needed like-minded people that wanted to be like, fuck you.
And see, that is the one thing. Like, we may have not made it, and we may have missed our CBGB open mic night date that I'm
That we
still a
booked,
little bent about. But we may have not gotten a record label and toured the world and opened up for Guns N' Roses. But what I can say that we did is that in a time like that we wanted to go out and play. And
Right.
for some reason or another, people wanted to listen. And I remember playing, there was this one bar, I don't know if you remember it, but it was all wood floors, all wood ceiling. It was like like a A-frame bar.
Okay.
And it was...
Were we in
they
the
had,
like a basement?
No, it was a bar.
I felt like we were in a basement at one point of some place.
Well, yeah, we played in
okay,
basements.
all right.
No, but this particular one, it was like, I don't remember how many days after or whatever, but people were just sitting there, like leaning on their elbows, leaning on their hands, just looking at us while we play.
Yeah, right.
Sipping a beer slower. There were no shots. There were not anything. I'm sitting up here.
No nacho plates.
No, there was nothing like that. Just like I just need to take my mind off of what the fuck is going on right now because we're about to go to war, and I just want to listen to these guys and like just fucking black out the rest of the world.
Yeah.
We did that for people. Like I remember that bar for some reason. It was the bar was in the middle, roundabout bar, all wood, everything. Like everything was wood.
Yeah.
You don't remember this?
Not really.
Well, I think it was one of your first shows because like it was completely like we did shows without you. But I do remember before 9/11 we went and met Mike.
Yeah.
And I pissed next to the bass player, no doubt, and Pauly Shore was there, and the guy from TRL.
What, the host?
Yeah. Carson
Daly?
Yep. Yeah, he was there. He walked right by me. Smelled good.
Did he?
He did. Wow.
That's cool.
And that was in his right. That was in his prime. Like, I mean, that was him. Like, dude, this is my.
He was
town.
on. He was like.
This is my.
He was
town.
just about to step off the edge of the world.
Yep.
Like his time was just about up.
Just about to, and he walked around and smelled like I own this town. This is
Well,
my
he had a
town
lot
now.
of pull. He could get stuff done.
Sure.
You
can
should.
get
I'm surprised
interviews.
you didn't smooze him up.
Any fucking interviews? Oh, I wanted to, but I mean, we were on. We were on